event happened that shaped them and made them obsessive or overly dedicated or passionate. Was that the case for you? What was your childhood like? Tell me.
Yeah, so no, there's no sort of major trauma that triggered my kind of mission to do any of this, or even, I had a few questions recently about, why I was even interested in psychology. And actually, I've always been fascinated by people, by humans, and I read a lot as a child, but actually everything I read was about normal people in normal life situations and sort of development of how people become who they are, and that's always fascinated me. And actually, I started studying psychology because I found it really interesting. It just there was a new A level available at my school, my college, and so I thought, well, that sounds okay, that sounds great, let's try it. And I was just fascinated by it, and so I kind of went with that and went to university because everybody else was going. And
I remember reading about the studies where people would rather take an electric shock than to sit idly on their own.
It's a brilliant study. They've tried it already, so they know it hurts. But it's so aversive to just sit with our own thoughts for even half an hour. 2/3 of them go and start playing with this machine. So what we found is that we don't pay enough attention to what will be good for us. And that's often when we get stuck.
What do we need to do then?
If you want to be able to get unstuck quickly, the best thing you can do is...
Have you ever been stuck? Are you stuck in an area of your life right now? I think you are. And I say that because I think to some degree, we all are. Some of us more than others. And that is exactly why
and within those scientific literatures, I think there are some real gems that, at least to my knowledge, we haven't paid too much attention to in the popular sphere. So today we're going to talk about the biology of habit formation and habit breaking. I'm also going to spell out two specific types of habit formation and habit breaking programs. I'm going to boil these down to some very explicit steps that anyone can use. My reasoning for doing that is, first of all, it's the end of 2021. Many people are thinking about New Year's resolutions. They're thinking about leaving some things behind from 2021 and previous, and acquiring some new behaviors, taking on some new challenges and trying to bring new things to their lives. But regardless of when you're listening to this, the programs that I'll outline are grounded in the neuroscience and biology of habit formation, and they map very well to what the psychologists have described in terms of habit formation and breaking. So today you're going to learn a lot of science. You're also going to come away with some practical tools. And I'm certain that regardless of your present state or goals, there'll be some.
how to win an argument. What are the things I should definitely not do?
So the big mistake most people make is don't do that.
This has always blown my mind a little bit. 53% of you that listen to the show regularly haven't yet subscribed to the show. So could I ask you for a favor before we start? If you like the show and you like what we do here and you want to support us, the free, simple way that you can do just that is by hitting the subscribe button. And my commitment to you is if you do that, then I'll do everything in my power, me and my team, to make sure that this show is better for you every single week. We'll listen to your feedback, we'll find the guests that you want me to speak to, and we'll continue to do what we do. Thank you so much. Chase Hughes, who are you and what is your mission?
I'm a behavior guy, behavior expert, and I think I've just set out to teach people that there is an entire world that other people can't really see, don't have access to.
Podcast, Miss Jamie Weiland. How are you?
I am good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to get into it, talk about some stuff.
You seem like, I'm just looking at you, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, getting into it, getting your hands dirty seems like a common theme for you, being an artist and all the paintings behind you and all is there an official name for like those painters drawers? Like is there or
the flat files. Yeah. Those are cool. They're I don't know, probably 50 or 60 years old. They were a gift from a friend. They came from a local college that was clearing out a library, and I was lucky enough to get one. But yeah, they're cool and they're very functional, and they make my studio look legit.
Yeah, same thing here. I try to have legit. I don't know if you can see over my left shoulder. I told you. So yeah, this is a good week for me to do interviews because my wife